Canals.
Hey everyone, it's Sonia here. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about oil pulling. This is something that I've talked about in my previous videos, oil pulling and using essential oils to help clean your teeth, hopefully avoid tooth decay, dental interventions. Disclaimer, this isn't medical advice. I'm not telling you don't go to the dentist. In fact, I'm actually going today to replace one of the inlays I had done in Mexico. But I want to do a follow-up to let you know how it turned out for me. And also, sorry about the noise, the construction. It's because Mr. Patel passed away, the guy upstairs. So now they're redoing his apartment. So I have to have this noise every single day. But anyway, yes, to do a follow-up to let you know how it's turned out for me who didn't go and get those root canals. And also, in case you don't know about this, I figured you might like to have the information. If you like the video, thank you for hitting like, and thank you for leaving me a comment below, which helps with the algorithm. Don't be shy, leave me a comment, a little comment. And thank you for your support on Patreon, which helps keep my channel going. And if you're boycotting Patreon, but you want to donate to my channel, you can also do so by hitting the little PayPal button on my channel banner on my channel. It's there, like in the lower right hand corner. There's a little PayPal button if you feel like donating. Also, before I start, I want to remind you I still have the purifier pouches and the water purification tabs from Just Gone Systems. This is a pouch that contains ClO2 pellets that release a bit of ClO2 gas on exposure to the moisture in the air, and they eliminate viruses, bacteria, fungus, and mold. And by doing that, they eliminate odors. So this is a super great product. If you want to get your car to smell good, you just put the pouch in the car. It'll just remove all the stuff that makes it smell bad. It's also super useful if you have an item that's very disgusting and smelly that you don't know what to do to clean it. It could work for shoes, a carpet, a small carpet, anything. You just put it in a bag with one of these pouches and it'll get rid of all the smell by getting rid of all the bacteria that's in there. So it's something I really, really love, very useful. And like I said, I also have water purification tabs available. So if you're interested, please click the link below for more info, and you do get 15% off and no shipping and handling even if you live in Canada for a 3-pack of pouches. So let's talk about oil pulling and using essential oils. I gotta say, whenever I mention essential oils, I'm like, oh no, my God, I hope that they don't take my video down or censor me or something, because that's the climate, you know, just the fact that, like, even just talking about using essential oils on your teeth, it's like, oh, dangerous territory. You're getting in the taboo area there, you know. It's woo. Anyway, I'll try to like leave my bitterness and resentments out of this video. Forge ahead. Hopefully they'll not take it down. That's how bad it is, though. Anyhow, so I'll tell you the story a little bit in case you don't know it. A few years ago now, it's been quite a few. Was it like 5? Gosh, no, I think it was like 6 years ago. I had a tooth here which had been damaged actually by dentistry, and it needed a root canal. And I had a tooth up here which had become sensitive to heat, and my dentist said, I think you need a root canal, sent me to the root canal specialist. This doctor tested all my teeth, said that he didn't think that one needed a root canal, but he thought another one needed a root canal. And at the time, I tried to just be brave and just do it. I mean, I know like some of you would be like, Sonia, why would you ever just go ahead and do a root canal? But it seemed like, I don't know, I was in a place where I just felt like I was trying not to be too paranoid. trying not to be too paranoid, trying to trust the dentist. I was just trying, you know? And I was just thinking, okay, like, put this in God's hands, just do the thing, do the root canal, it's okay. I had one already before, but I guess it wasn't meant to be. I think that God didn't want me to get that root canal. What happened was I didn't freeze, even with 2 injections, and he tried to drill straight into the tooth while it wasn't frozen. It was horrible. I left the office. I went back to my dentist. I told her, he says the other one does need a root canal, but this one does. And I told her what happened. She filled the tooth, and it's actually been fine ever since. So I realized that what he was doing was he was trying to preventatively root canal a tooth. The tooth wasn't at the point of needing a root canal. The nerve inside wasn't affected. And I was thinking, I wonder like how much of these root canals that I supposedly need do I maybe really not need. So there was the first one that was heat sensitive. There was the one that they tried to root canal, and there was a third one down here which was also heat sensitive. That's the one I got the inlay done in Mexico. So I had 3 teeth that I was told I need root canals. That's a lot of root canals. It's a lot of money too, if you know what I mean. And I don't like the idea of the root canals. I had one over here, and actually I had a crown on it. The crown broke off twice. There's actually no crown on it now. I lost the crown. So there can definitely be problems with root canals. So I started doing this oil pulling and using essential oils and seeking alternative ways to deal with my teeth problems, including getting second opinions. I'm going to tell you about the oil pulling and the essential oils, but I just want to tell you what happened with the teeth, the 3 of them. The one here, like I said, he tried to root canal it. Turned out it really didn't need it. I just had a normal white filling there. Now it's my job to make sure that tooth doesn't get re-decay, because then it might actually get into the nerve, because there's nothing more that can be done for that tooth. The filling is too close. If it goes, I don't know what happened. I ran out of space, had to do some stuff with my my camera. So yeah, if anything else happens to this tooth, it's done. The filling is too close to the nerve. If they do anything else to that tooth, it's going to need a root canal. The one up here that was heat sensitive, it turned out it was just because of my gum was a bit eroded and the bone was exposed, something like that, a little bit. And so it didn't need a root canal at all. And the one down here that I was told here I needed a root canal, when I went to Mexico, he said it doesn't need a root canal, and he put an inlay. It's been 2 years now. Wait, what? 3 years? Oh my gosh, the time flies. It's been 3 years, and clearly it didn't need a root canal because the tooth is still okay. However, the inlay got a hole in it. It wasn't placed properly. It was like too high, and then this thin inlay like got a puncture in it, and I went to see the dentist, and he kind of opened up that hole in the inlay, and to see what's there. There's a little bit of decay, and he needs to redo it. So really none of those teeth actually need a root canals. And I just want to point out, if you have a tooth where the nerve is breached and it's really decaying in the nerve, none of what I'm saying may apply. I think at that point, this is what the dentist will tell you too, is that once it's gotten into the nerve, and the nerve is dying, you can't make that nerve come back to life. There's probably some people out there who will tell you that's not true, but I have never had a tooth where the nerve was breached and dying and was able to bring that nerve back to life and save the tooth. That's not what I'm talking about here. I just had these 3 that they said needed root canals. Turns out none of them actually did. So it was good I got a second opinion. It was good I tried other things. So I want to tell you about what I've been doing with the oil pulling. So this is like my secret weapon against tooth decay. And even in my experience, it can halt it. Just doesn't mean it's going to reverse it and your tooth is going to grow back white. But, even conventional dentistry will tell you that it is possible to halt a cavity, assuming it hasn't gone into the nerve. You can halt the progress, and you can also definitely prevent cavities or slow it down, prevent it from like burning right into your tooth. I mean, in my experience, I've been able to do that. I've even had times where I had tooth pain from the cavity and used this to clean the tooth, and I guess it halted whatever was going on in there. But I'm going to find out today when I get my inlay, how good my tooth really is after dealing with this for like the last few years. So number 1, this oil pulling and essential oils treatment, it's preventative. It's a way to keep the bacteria out. It's a way to clean your teeth so that you won't get cavities. But in my experience, it can also help stop cavities from progressing, assuming they haven't breached the nerve. And even the dentists will tell you it is possible for a cavity to halt and stop continuing to progress. It's possible. So what I've been using is coconut oil. I think mainly because I like the taste. It's also got some antibacterial properties. I use coconut oil, the unprocessed kind. The processed kind becomes like a kind of sludgy kind of texture. So I like the plain coconut oil. And I use some essential oils. I have a couple examples right here. This is my favorite one. Oh, you can see this. This one right here is my favorite. This one's good too. I use this one for actually quite a few things. So what you do is you take a teaspoon of that coconut oil and you just put a couple of drops of essential oil. This one is oregano oil. Oregano oil is very famous now. Everybody knows about the antibacterial and antiviral properties for, you know, cleaning things. It's very popular for oil pulling. This is a very good one. It's called Oreganum compactum, which apparently is very broad spectrum. Like it really tackles a lot of things. I'm hesitating a little bit because this one isn't my favorite though. And I'll tell you why. I was using this for a long time. I'm not saying it's no good. It is very spicy though. I was using it for a long time, but then I discovered something about this one. This is holy basil, and this one's now my favorite. The way I discovered that this one was really effective was there was actually a clinical trial, like a study that was done in India on people who had like a tooth decay to the point where they had to have a root canal. They were saying the problem was it's very hard to sterilize a tooth. So this wasn't about saving people's teeth. This was about how to get the bacteria out of the tooth before you put before you finish the root canal and put the crown on it. So what they did was they had two groups. One of them, they just did the normal process. The other group, after they cleaned out everything in there, they put some holy basil with cotton inside the tooth and then put a temporary filling, and they left it like that for a time, and then they actually extracted the teeth. So these people weren't even going to be able to keep their teeth. They were, I guess, donating them to science through this study. They extracted the teeth, and they found that the ones that had been treated with holy basil, it literally obliterated the bacteria that was inside that hole that had been done for the root canal. So it really sterilized the tooth. So it's very powerful for killing mouth bacteria. Again, I'm not using this on a tooth with an infected nerve that really needs a root canal, but what I found is this very, very good for cleaning the mouth. Like for when I start getting any kind of gum irritation, this with the coconut oil, it seems to really just get rid of whatever nasties are in there that cause inflammation or cause problems or cause pain. And even this one is like my guinea pig for how well this really works. I mean, this has stopped me from getting any new cavities, in my opinion. I mean, I always had pretty good oral hygiene, but with adding this, I haven't had any new cavities in a long time. Only I've had some fillings that I voluntarily replaced, like these inlays, or that fell out, but I haven't had a new cavity, you know. So what I did for this one, that got a hole, and I'm going to show you a little picture there so you can see. He drilled out the hole to make it a bit bigger, probably so he could get a good look at it, but also it makes it easier for me to clean it. That tooth was hurting me, and this was already like 2 years ago, and it was sometimes throbbing, and I was thinking, okay, this tooth is really done now. Root canal time for real. But I think it was actually during the lockdowns last year where I couldn't even really go to a dentist. So I was using the coconut oil with the holy basil oil, and the pain went down. The pain went away. When I finally did get to see a dentist this year, he looked at it and he said it was okay, but the inlay needs to be replaced. So what I think has been going on is I've been keeping that under control, even though the enamel is breached, and it's, you know, it's a bad situation. There's a hole in the inlay. There is some decay, but I think that this has been helping me keep it under control until, like, now I'm going to go back to the dentist and have him take out that old inlay and replace it. I think, my opinion, that if I hadn't been using this, maybe I would need a root canal by now. And here's something cool that I discovered. The oil pulling, where you put it in a teaspoon and you put a couple of drops and you swish it around for 5 or 10 minutes, kind of boring. I don't enjoy it. I'm a chronic vapor, so I always have something in my mouth. So I find it boring to sit around oil pulling. So I got lazy and I would just put some coconut oil on my toothbrush and then put a couple of drops directly on the toothbrush, and then clean my tooth with that. And that's what I've been doing for the most part. And in my experience, even that worked. And even if I did the oil pulling and I just put this in there and just swirled it around for a short time like a mouthwash and then went to bed, even that seemed to do the trick. So that's why I say this holy basil, it's my favorite. Also, it tastes pretty good. But this is what I've been doing, like, to keep things under control, because otherwise, you know, you can brush your teeth and you can use baking soda or you can use mouthwash, like I was doing, and flossing all the time, and still ending up with problems and having a lot of fillings in my mouth. Sometimes they're a little loose, stuff gets in there, it leaks, and the toothbrushing, it's not even gonna take care of that problem. But with oil, with some of this, it will get into all those cracks and stop the bacteria from, you know, attacking your tooth. So that's what I wanted to share with you. It's actually been working, even though I'm going to replace the inlay. I mean, I would call this a win. I still avoided the 3 root canals. Oh, and on a side note, I have also used this on my son, and he has had a few small cavities starting that we didn't have filled. It is being followed by a dentist. They did say it was okay to watch and wait. So I just used the oil, the coconut oil on a toothbrush with some oregano oil on his teeth, and his cavities have not progressed. They're still very small. And we've been doing this for 10 years, or even more. Like when he was 4, he already had a small cavity. I used this method at the time. The thing never progressed. So far, so good. And I'll get back to you on how it turns out today. I'm going to see Dr. Rosania at Area Dental Clinic. I have a lot of confidence in him. He's a super great guy, very nice dentist, has a very good reputation, and I'm just going to trust him with my tooth. I can't see how Dr. Rosania could screw anything up, but I'm not really sure what's going on with my tooth, like how deep this new cavity is. It doesn't hurt, so let's just hope for the best. I'll let you know how it turns out. And so that's it. I just wanted to give you an update. My essential oils and the oil pulling, I think, have been definitely helping. So if you don't even know about this, I'm glad you know now, so you can have these things in your house. So if you're trying to keep your teeth healthy, or even if you develop a slight problem before you go to the dentist or while you're waiting, it doesn't hurt to do a little bit of this. Sorry about the noise. Anyhow, that's it. I hope that information is useful to you. Oh, if you're wondering where I got them, I got this one in Mexico. I got this one at Chimiste en Herbe on Saint-Denis. And they also have Origanum compactum at Chimiste en Herbe. So that they have everything up there. Go check it out. So that's it. I hope this information was useful to you. Thanks again for hitting like and for leaving me a comment. Thanks for your support for my channel. And thanks for listening to me. And I'll see you next time.